Hello and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your brand new 5-card draws timeless spell kit reading. I am your reader, Mark-Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. I'm not bad. It's just spelled that way. I am a professional witch. I'm a professional intuitive, and I am the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. I am the author of Words of Grace from a professional witch, as well as spell ingredients from a professional witch. You can find Words of Grace on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. Click on it. You can preview a good chunk of it for free, including the dedication to my mother, Cancerian sun sign, who I moved up to Saratoga. I'm 15 minutes away from her now. The big move from Long Island to Saratoga Springs has been completed. I'm in the new studio, and we're all really happy about it. You can also find Words of Grace from a professional witch, as well as spell ingredients, over in my digital store on patreon.com/drawingthecircle. Some of my subscribers get to those books as part of their benefit package, but all of my subscribers, seekers, humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, mystics, gods, goddesses, get certain benefits in common. Number one, they get me pretty much every single morning in a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream, like where we chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a meditation, a prayer, something to send us on our way, with a cup of coffee in my hand every single time. And it's my favorite way to start the day, considering what I do for a living with all of this. What else? Oh yeah, they also get all the extended readings, part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube, as well as they get a significant discount in private sessions with me. We'll talk about private sessions at the end of the video if you would like to hang out for that. And I love it. I highly recommend Patreon to any of our creative types out there that are looking for a little support. And honestly, we're building a lovely community over there. All sorts of benefits. The digital store. Go click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon if you feel so called. Because I am the Archangel of Lions, Mark-Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hi. My mom won't. She had to in a conversation once. It made her uncomfortable. You can call me Mark. It's fine. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome. Because a bit has changed. These used to be called the 5-card draw. What do I need reads for this beautiful, beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And the timed read, the waxing and waning moon reads, they are now timeless because I am doing readings in Saratoga Springs at the Magic Moon on Phil Street, and they're booking me. So just to make it easier on myself, my guides suggested I make these, as well as the 8-card draw shadow reads, which were timed and now timeless as well, and they're coming up after this series. So let's do a little explanation for the newbies, and then we'll jump into the divination. A 5-card draw is just one card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about anything you like. But in this case, about how to manifest our heart's desire by water, by earth, by air, by fire, in the unity of spirit for the well-being of all, meaning our heart's desires are part of something bigger. It's all written in the description box if you want a little bit more on that. These 5 decks also represent the 5 magical elements, why these are called spell kit readings, right? People started calling them a while ago, and so I just changed the title. So for the element of fire, we're going to use the magical spell cards to represent, give us a little clue, a little tip, a little hint about what our heart's desires are, or maybe what is required to manifest our heart's desire. Then we will ground that with the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno with the element of earth. If you have the stone indicated, wonderful opportunity to incorporate it into any spell work, intentional work, you do you, whatever you want to call it. Then we will get, for the element of air, the Archangel Fire Oracle. The Archangels, we'll talk about that, but that's the element of air, the thought part, the air to stoke the fire and manifest our heart's desires. And we'll get your element, the element of water, with the Whispers of Love Oracle, the emotional part of it, the juice, the emotional power in the spell. And then we will tie it all together with a Matcon Healing Mantra card for the card of Spirit. A little mantra to help you through. So if you got the stone, great. If not, anything physical will work. Is this carrier, an amulet, a talisman, what have you. So charge it with the spell. Call in the Archangel. Take the Whisper of Love into consideration and do the mantra, and you got yourself a little spell kit. And this is also a crosswatcher read. Sometimes crosswatchers, the reading is about them. Sometimes it's not. Regardless, we all have our heart's desires. They're part of our sacred contracts that we incarnated to do stuff in this life. So crosswatchers, you have the opportunity to get some sympathy, empathy, understanding, and insight into the Cancerian you are crosswatching for, because you know they're a little moody and a little secretive. No offense, you know that's true, Cancerians. And as one of us manifests our heart's desire, we all take a step forward in manifesting our heart's desire, because that's unity for you. So if you're not in the read, crosswatchers, I don't know, use the stone, call to the archangel, do the mantra, what have you, to assist your Cancerian become a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser version of themselves in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for the well-being of all. Got it? I think that's just about enough explanation, don't you? So let's get into the divination. The shift from one to the other happens in the still point. It's a 2-word spell that my guides gave me a couple of years ago. I use it quite a bit throughout the day, no matter where I am. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise I will help anybody manifest their heart's desire by water, by earth, by air, by fire, and in the spirit of unity for our well-being and for the well-being of all, because that's just the gig I signed up for. So let's get into the still point, shall we? Both feet on the floor. Here we go. I love what I do. Still point. Ancestral override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism, what is the magical spell card? The spell fragment to help the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their crosswatchers to represent the element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their heart's desire, or perhaps that might be required to manifest their heart's desire in this spell kit read. Grace. I wrote about words of grace. Really inspired by the work of Caroline Myss, MYSS PhD. She's one of my favorite spiritual teachers. Her work, Sacred Contracts, Entering the Castle, Defy Gravity, all of that had a tremendous effect on my life. So, your spell fragment, grace, blessings, come to me. Come to me and set me free. Now, the opposite of a grace is called a shadow passion. If you like 7 deadly sins, 7 holy virtues, the shadows, the graces. So setting you free, indicates that there is some constraint going on, some limitations, and limitations are necessary. I still can't teleport, I know. I just wish I could orb. It would save so much money on gas. And I could travel more. It'd be really easy to take readings in person, right? So, whatever that is your heart's desire grace? For many of it is. We just want to live lives of grace, right? Oh, I wrote a book on it. Trust me, I'm very, very fluent in the language of grace and prayer and all of that. But maybe that's what is required to manifest your heart's desire. So let's keep going. Let's ground it. As I said, with the element of earth, the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. This deck consecrated to my Archangel, Archangel Ariel. And maybe you'll hear why. Ariel override. Ooh, a place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved Archangel Ariel, Archangel of nature, Archangel of wealth, Archangel of lions, and I'm Archangelo Lions, please. My beloved one, what is the element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire and manifest the heart's desire of the Cancerians and the crosswatchers with grace, kicking them off? Amethyst. Oh, you don't got to break the bank for amethyst. You've got a piece of amethyst around somewhere, and you certainly don't have to, bankrupt yourself to get one, unless you get one of them gigantor geodes, which is alliterative. Let me read you what it says here in the bookie book. These aren't long. I like the bookie book reads because I can't remember all of this, and it's just part of the divinatory schemata, if you will. Amethyst, ready? Spirituality. Positive transformation and meditation. Easy with grace. Well, simple with grace. Easy. Simple need unplay. Easy. Oh, here we go. Shadow work. You're being urged to embrace your shadow side. Take an inventory of all of those aspects of yourself you are afraid to show the world because you perceive them to be bad or inadequate. Now, look, honestly, there is only one shadow because there's only one of us here. There's only one ego, right? It appears separate. So every time, and that's what the shadow raids are for. We'll get to those after this series, and there's a lot of them in the timed reads. They may be timeless. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. But that is the alchemy from lead to gold, toxic to healthy, pain to peace, shifting from fear to love, right? That's the hero's journey, the healing journey, the spiritual path of awakening, whatever you want to call it. Meditate on these qualities, acknowledge them, see how they serve both you and others, then love them and bring them into your heart, because the mind alone, if the mind alone was enough, right? If we could just think our way through these things, right? Life would be a better place, right? Like this world would be a better place, but it takes the heart. Love is divine power, the sacred heart of the sacred truth of the heart chakra, the sacred truth of the third eye. Seek only truth. So when we're possessed by our shadow, our pain, whatever you want to call it, our trauma takes us over, it is like being possessed by a demon. But it's not really a demon, but the collective part of it can feel very demonic, and demons are just angels who are waiting to be alchemized. When you realize that every aspect of you serves a purpose, there will be no need to deny half of who you are. Just be yourself and understand that there is nothing in your life to fix. There are simply aspects of yourself yearning to be embraced and loved. That's it. I mean, really, when we get to the Macon Healing Module, let's guard down. There's a couple of shadow cards in there that are worthy of meditation. This is a time of profound change, really, for all of us. A time of positive transformation, which will have a lasting impact on every area of your life, and to some degree on those around you. Because, you know, think of a flower, right? All those petals, and one petal is, you know, physical health, financial, right, relationships, right, all these different things. We don't water a petal, you water a plant. That's why when you transform holistically, you're shifting stuff you're completely unaware of, not just in your own conscious experience and your subconscious experience, but in the collective unconscious, affecting people and things of which you have no idea. And that's very Course in Miracles. So, you miracle workers, you. Yeah, there's no alchemy without lead. there's no crucifixion without resurrection, says Course in Miracles. So let's call in an archangel for you, the Archangel Fire Oracle by Alexandra Wenman, Finhorn Press, though we're using it for the element of air. Everyone has access to archangels because your higher self has been and probably always will be considered a guardian angel through the illusion of separation. Oh, it's not me, it's that thing behind me everywhere all the time. No, it is your higher self which experiences all of your lives, past, present, and future simultaneously. So your higher self gangs up with other higher selves and creates an archangel. And then the archangels gang up and they become the thrones, the powers, the dominions, the virtues, all the way back to source. It's consider it reverse mitosis. It's really all one, right? So let's see who's waiting in the wings to help you, but they only come when called, or I say politely invited. Please take a nice deep breath. Although a scream for help will work too. Still point. Archangelic override. Talk about getting high at work. Oh, beloved pantheon of archangels, please. Which one of you is waiting in the wings with your billions of wings ready to fly and swoop in and help the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their crosswatchers watching this video, receiving this reading with the element of air to stoke the fire, to manifest their heart's desire, which either is or does require grace with amethyst, spiritual stuff, right? Positive transformation and meditation in this timeless read. Oh, Jophiel, joy. I apply my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs from these readings to myself. That's why I know some of these really well. And I know her keyword is joy. Jophiel, card number 15. Just going to read you a little bit of this. This book is info dense and really well written. Nonetheless, just going to read you a little bit. The Archangel of Joy, Wisdom, and Beauty, Jophiel governs the yellow ray of illumination. Like the Irish lass in her in this card. Manly, yes, but she likes it too. She gives the ability to add more gladness to our lives. She also helps us to learn and teach the highest level, enabling us to find the answers to important questions, see the beauty in all things, and think more positively. The message: be joyful. Let go of your heavy physical and emotional burdens. Dad, but you got to face it and feel it to heal it. That's what that amethyst card is saying, and it can be done with grace, right? To set you free. It's all there. Release your baggage. Allow new clarity and happiness to pour into your life. Then you can rise up out of the gloom and fly higher. And look, every Cancerian sun sign I've ever met has been an empath. Breathing in everybody else's emotions and feelings, taking it personally, and that's why they're so damn moody sometimes, right? So this idea of bringing in grace, meditating, spirit, doing the shadow work, embracing all of that stuff, even if it's only 2% yours, 98% of it can be from humanity or the people around you, right? And we are alchemical engines, and we are learning how to be master alchemists in this. Like, particularly if you're watching my channel, Lord knows I've been doing it before I even knew I was doing it. We're doing it all the time. That's why, forgiveness and, love and all that spiritual stuff, we learn it in a hero's journey. So this is lovely that you can call on the archangel of joy, Jophiel, because joy is our natural state. Underneath all the pain and the conditioning and all the ancestral patterns, blah, 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 we're really lovely underneath it all, no doubt. Let's keep going. Your element, the element of water. We have the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield. Love her work. This deck is consecrated to the higher selves of all involved. So this could be a solo gig very, very easily, even though the Amethyst card says it will affect the people around you. But if this is about more than you, the higher selves of all involved are involved. Please take a nice deep breath. Higher selves override. The place for everything and everything in its place, but all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love to assist the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers in their element, the element of water, the energy and motion we experience as emotion, the love that is divine power, the joy at our core, our natural state of being, to manifest their heart's desire, which either is or does require grace, with Amethyst and Jophiel, should they so choose to call upon her. Listen with your heart. Easier said than done. Okay, easier said than done. You are listening to what is being said, but you need to listen with a loving heart. So this is coming to me in 2 different ways. One, of course, is for other people that you are in relationship with, reason, season, or a lifetime. Just listen. Just be present. There is something so healing about just holding space for somebody without saying, well, you know what you should do? We're like jumping in and cutting them off, which is a thing in my family where interrupters, right? To really listen with an open heart. Because if you're not listening with an open heart, chances are you're thinking about what you're going to say next before they're even done speaking, which is not respectful, right? Slow down, right? Go with the flow of it. That out of listening with your heart, a joy can rise in you just out of being service to another person by holding space. That's one way they're giving it to me. The other is listen with a loving heart to the shadow, right? To the hurt parts, to that inner child, to the past trauma. We don't have to revisit it. We just have to face it and feel it as it leaves. I mean, that's the process of alchemy. In other words, we're not doing all this emotional processing work just to redo the thing over and over and over again. The past is over. It can touch us not. Course in Miracles, it's one of them. Their lessons. Don't ask me which one, and don't make me do math. But certainly listening to that child of your heart, listening to the pain. I got lower back stuff. I just moved. You bet I got some lower back stuff going on. So every night before I go to bed, it's at least a half hour of going, it's okay, honey, I love you. Right? and letting it come through. And you bet your ass there are tears. I no longer use tissues. I use hand towels. Seriously, you're gonna sop all that up. All right, I'm digging this read for you big time and very, very Cancerian. But this can be done gracefully. Now, one thing I say in my book, Words of Grace, I'm a trained dancer. And I did ballet, and I knew a lot of bun heads in my time. And I'm sorry, there's nothing grosser or more gnarly, I should say, than a ballerina's feet, right? They torture those things, but you don't see that, right? That's all in rehearsals, right? But then they get on stage, they float on air, right? That kind of grace takes practice. So this isn't a once and done, this kind of thing. But we'll get your last card down, the Macon Healing Mantra deck. These mantras work if you work them. I have worked all of them. I've had the deck since they came out in 2018. So these really work, but it's our free will. This is all about your free will. This isn't saying this is what's gonna happen. That's prediction. This is saying here's what may happen if you do the spell, the intention work, whatever you want to call it. Ready? Let's put it all together. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's unify it, I should say. Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place, but all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect healing mantra for the card of Spirit to assist the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their crosswatchers to manifest their heart's desire by water, by earth, by air, by fire, with grace, amethyst, Jophiel, joy, and listening with their heart for this timeless spell kit read. Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. I know Cancerians have gotten this before because I have a lot of artistic Cancerian friends. Sun, Moon, Rising, blah, blah, blah. Now, inner power, right? That's very Cancerian, right? Cancer, the mother of the zodiac, cardinal water, creative water, like amniotic fluid, right? If we're going to pick a simile. That works. So expanding that power, how do we get it from the inner to the outer? But by expressing that power. And when you are going through shadow work, asking for grace, you will have opportunities to do that, which will harm none, but you have to be willing to play along. And this can be enjoyable, just saying. Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Sometimes that voice is just in prayer, though. Prayer is my ultimate art form. When inner power expands, you are able to openly communicate your truths, aspirations, and ideas of circulating the energy that pours in from the cosmos. Okay, I got a good simile, metaphor, or whatever for this next part. As energy gets circulated by the sharing of your ideas, in other words, I'm going to share this, right? The universe is given permission to pour more inspiration, passion, and joy into your energy field. So they don't make them anymore, but in the olden days, in public bathrooms, they used to have these like towel rolls, not paper towel, but like cloth, and you pull it down, right? Pull it down, dry your hands, pull it down, dry your hands, and the crappy stuff would go up around back, and then it would get changed, hopefully, right? So it's like that. The more that you just express it, right? It can be in prayer. It can be in writing. It can be in interpretive dance, which is what I do before I do these readings, just to get the spine moving, right? Get things into alignment. As your inner power expands, creativity becomes the life force of source energy surging through you to inspire the embodiment of your highest self. And the higher self is who we are. We're just playing a role here, but we sign a contract apparently, and we come down here and we forget the truth of who we are so that we can remember. Because in the higher realms, it's just obvious we're all one, even though we may appear in separate temporary forms, yeah? This mantra is ideal for resolving creative blocks, healing traumas, shadow work, probably there, and releasing blocks of stagnation. Because I know what it's like to be like, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't do anything. Well, how can I express I am so tired and overwhelmed aside from bitching and moaning, right? There are ways through that, and I gotta say, prayer is my number one. So now we will put it all together, and if you are new, we do that in what is called a blessimation. Don't you, by the way, love the natural lighting? I love this studio. A blessimation, a combination of the word blessing and summation. And then when that's done, we'll chat a little bit about cool stuff if you want to hang around for it and have not heard before. Ready? last time, at least for this reading, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs of crosswatchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to manifest their heart's desire by water, by earth, by air, by fire, in the spirit of unity, expanding inner power, because they are their most powerful when their creativity, cardinal water, is given a voice as they listen with their heart, because they're listening to what's being said to them, but they need to listen with a loving heart, and that's easier said than done depending on what's being said. But calling upon Archangel Jophiel for their element of air to lighten the load, to release, and yet at the same time to allow that true inner power of the divine joy we all are at core to shine through the cracks here and there, while they implement the energy of amethyst through meditation, positive transformation, shadow work, and alchemy to manifest their heart's desire, which could be both what is needed as well as what is their heart's desire for grace, in grace. Grace, blessing, may it come to thee. May it come to thee and set you free for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. It's good. It felt good. Well, it felt good. Right? So, get a piece of amethyst, say the spell, call in Jophiel, make the intent, I'm going to listen with an open heart no matter what anybody's saying, to expand that inner power, and then give your creativity a voice even if no one else needs to hear it right away. Not everything needs to go on social media. So if you liked the reading, please do hit the thumbs up. It helps other Cancerians and crosswatchers find this rather challenging but joyful read. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, by all means, feel free to subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. And then really, if you want the deeper dive, we got a couple of Cancerians over on patreon.com/drawing the circle. Some of them I've known for decades, some of them brand new. It's really lovely. Again, all of my, you can follow us for free, and I put out a lot of free content for our followers. That's what they're called on Patreon. But if you're one of my subscribers, you can even 7-day free trial us as a seeker or a human. You get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount on private sessions. We've got a digital store. Not only are my books there, but also a lot of audio content that I've made from my book, Words of Grace. I took the prayers and recorded them, and that is the only place they are available right now, except as a podcast on Patreon. So it's all tied together. I love that place so much. So yeah, click the link down there. Check the menu. Check it out. Become Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel Alliance, Markangelo Alliance, that you may just call Mal. And I am taking private sessions. I never actually stopped, even through the move. I'm doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phyla Street. I'm still learning how to say that right. In Saratoga Springs, you can call them, you can email them, you can find them on social media and book a private session with me. They're doing all the bookings on that end, which is the best thing ever. I love that place, and the staff is just magnificent. I love them. They're a lot of fun, actually. Well, that's New Age retail, magical retail. You better have fun, because who gets to do that, right? But if you're interested in a private session with me, I now have an office downstairs where I can take private clients, as well as I can always open my laptop and do a video reading. I got clients all around, man. I got them all over the United States. I got a bunch in Canada. I got some in the United Kingdom. I got some in South America. I've even had some in the Mediterranean, which is freaking lovely. So we Zoom record it, and I send you the recording so that you have it, and then I delete it on my end. In fact, there's a video in the description box you can watch called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Explains everything for you, just like Clarissa. I know, a Nickelodeon reference. What do you want? I'm Generation X. And I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. So, where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, there's a way, and we can work it out. We can work it out. And I love my Cancerians. I have had a lifetime case of zodiacal crabs, if you will, from my mother to roommates to business partners, just women in my life in particular. Occasionally a male Cancerian will pop into the picture. And I love you all so much. And I'm a Pisces moon, so I can usually align and feel with what you're feeling. So, thank you so much for watching. Really, seriously, wishing all the very, very best and the very, very blessed with this graceful heart's desire. And won't that just be a benefit to everyone around you, not to mention the planet herself? Yeah. So hang in there. You got this. Cast away. Heal. Hail. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.